There's some questions coming in about the high pressure fuel pump recall. So we'll address that real quick. We sent out emails to anyone who purchased our our new Mark 8 high pressure fuel pump. Sorry, Mark 7 high pressure fuel pump last week. And so an issue has arisen with some pumps where they basically don't relieve pressure under light load conditions. So there's a fuel pressure bypass that is not functioning within what the factory ECU is expecting to see. So pressure is staying higher than it should be, and then not coming down quick enough. And this is related to the tuning and calibration of the bypass check valve in the pump. So when the fuel pump goes off load, the fuel on the outlet has nowhere to go because the injectors stop opening. And so you get a spike of pressure inside the pump. This spike of pressure is relieved through a bypass back to the low pressure side of the pump. However, again, ours apparently was not tested and calibrated properly at the factory. And so we are in the process of getting more pumps that have the correct bypass, calibration on the valve, and we will be replacing all pumps that have been purchased so far with these new verified pumps. We apologize for the oversight. This did not show up in our testing. Not all the pumps will throw a check engine light or a code. Some, are more outside of range than others. This is not related to any type of failure, catastrophic failure. The car can go into limp mode if the overpressure is high enough, so that can cause you a problem where you'd have to restart your car. And I think we've had 2 or 3 customers have that issue. So for anyone who has bought the pump and not installed it, we've asked you to not install it and hang tight while we get correctly tested and functioning units. If you have installed it, we recommend that you put your stock pump back in and put whatever appropriate tuning you need to run the stock pump. And in some cases, if you need additional help or you're in an emergency kind of situation where you really need a high flow pump, please contact our customer service, and we have some options for people like that as well. So really sorry about this. We test these products to the best of our ability. The last thing we ever want is for this, anything like this to happen. Again, thankfully, this is not like some of the failures that other companies have seen where the pumps are just literally exploding. We've had no failures like that, no loss of functionality of the pump. The pumps are operating and creating pressure beautifully. We have 100% reliability of all pumps that have been installed and are running. But it's this check engine light and the potential to have an EPC event that is driving this change. So we are working with the manufacturer to get corrected pumps, and there's just the calibration of this valve and when it opens at what RPM, which kind of determines the pressure and flow. You don't want it to open too soon. You don't want it to open too late. So it's been actually kind of tricky to calibrate this. But as soon as we have new pumps, which we're moving very quickly to do, we will be contacting customers with next steps and replacing these pumps. All right. If you have any more questions specifically, feel free to drop a question in here, or as always, contact customer service. You should have an email if you haven't gotten it yet. If you haven't seen an email and you've bought one of these, please check your spam folder. That's a real common problem these days.
Yep.
We've also made public announcements about this.
If you purchased through a dealer, reach out to us as well. The dealer should be contacting you, but if you haven't heard from anyone yet, shoot us an email and we can get you taken care of.
And we are working with some of our dealers too who've had past experience with this to get their feedback and confirmation as well.